So young, yet so passionate is this freshman from Tennessee. Please give it up for Briana Cox.
I'll be reading an excerpt from my short story, One for Sorrow, Two for Joy. When Johnson pulled into his driveway that night, he rested his head against the steering wheel for a few minutes, the radio on and emitting nothing but static. He turned the dial fruitlessly and sighed, deciding to go inside. He went to put the catch pole in the bed of his truck and noticed that it was still littered with feathers. A raven called from one of the trees, and he jumped. The bird was just a patch of moving shadow in the dark, but he felt the eyes looking at him. "I don't have any food," he said tiredly, in English, since carrion birds had wildly different languages than songbirds. The raven cawed again and landed heavily on the hood of his truck, head cocked. He held out his hand, and the raven rubbed its beak against his gloved fingers, pecking for food and finding nothing. "I said I didn't have anything." He called the raven Poe, as it was the obvious thing to call it, and he didn't see himself as a very creative man. He gave it old breakfast cereal when he first moved in, and the mealtime soon became habit, prompting the bird to stick around. His coworkers most likely wouldn't approve of the unprofessional nature of it, but Johnson didn't mind. He enjoyed the bird's company, even though, or perhaps because, neither of them had anything to say. Later, Johnson sat at his desk and practiced writing with his left hand like he'd done for many months now, first printing his name, then signing it, then moving on to the simple words, the, yes, no. The words resembled the handwriting of a child that had only recently been made aware of the existence of a written word, and he crumpled up the notebook paper he was practicing on, only to flatten it out and start again. After what seemed to be hours of writing exercises, Johnson put on his gloves, wrinkled from being kept in his pockets, and filled out the empty fingers on his right hand with bits of crumpled paper. He placed it on the desk under the lamplight and looked at it. It gave the illusion of fully functioning normalcy. And after sitting and staring at it for quite some time, he could believe that it was real, that instead of marred skin and nerve damage, his hand had simply fallen asleep. Thank you.